Alright guys, just going to take a couple minutes to do a quick summary of everything that we covered today. So we spent three major sections basically setting up our recycler view a little more. We started by designing how each of the custom items in the view is going to look. In my case, I just have a couple text views, one for the name and one for whether or not the item is urgent. Okay. After this, we built our custom to-do items adapter. So this is a subclass of a recycler view adapter and just provides, again, some more customized functionality. So this essentially provides a way to create a new view of this constraint layout types that we created here, and then to bind the data from a list that we pass in to each of those views. So for each item in this to-do list that we pass in, it's essentially going to create a view, it's going to bind the data to the appropriate parts of the view, and then it's going to kind of return that so that it populates our recycle view with a bunch of those views. Then we finished the setup in main activity. So we specified our recycler, views, adapter, and layout manager down here. And finally, we finished up by changing the list of strings into a list of custom to-do items by implementing our class, and then creating some objects, and then passing those into our recycler adapter. So with the basic display functionality of our recycler list set up, we can almost finish this up. There is going to be one major task that I want to implement when it comes to our recycler view left, and that's going to be to implement the ability to select an item and then have something happen once the item is selected. So this is going to require us to know a little bit more about on-click listeners, and not specifically the ones that we kind of added here and then implemented in these public functions here. What these are going to be is kind of closures, they're called, or sometimes they're called lambda functions. Essentially, it's a way to kind of build a mini function on the fly, but these will be kind of attached to a particular view, and they can be called kind of like this. So that we're actually going to implement them in onCreateViewHolder. They're going to look a little like this. So let's say we had some kind of a text view. Let's just arbitrarily pick the constraint layout, even though it won't be attached to this. We would pick our constraint layout, and we would set an on-click listener. Okay, we would have to create a new on-click listener, and then we'd be able to write our code here. It would take the view that is being clicked into account, and then it would execute some code based on that. Likely what we'll do is we'll navigate to our add item activity when the user selects an item from the list. So this will likely involve guessing the text, that is, so the name of the item, getting the text from that particular text view, maybe guessing whether the item is urgent or not, passing that into our add item activity, and then starting the activity. So we're probably going to need to start a new or create a new intent and then start the activity like this. And like I said a little earlier, we'll have to work on passing values into an intent. So if I wanted to pass a value from this page into, let's say, my add item activity, the way I would do this is I would say intent.putExtra, and I would put some value in here according to some key and then the actual value itself. And in the receiving page, I would have to call upon my intent.get something extra, so get string extra, get character extra, double, float extra, etc. Okay, and then it would be according to that particular key that we passed in. So I know it's a little confusing. I'm not expecting you guys to get this right away, but I'm just kind of setting you up for if you do want to go out and try this on your own. Okay, that's kind of the rough breakdown of how you'd go about doing it. Okay. Otherwise, like I said, I will walk through the process with you with at least one example so that you'll have something for reference and can try some more stuff on your own. Okay? So, thanks for watching. Enjoy this day. Enjoy the rest of your day, I suppose. And we'll see you in tomorrow's tutorials.